Welcome to the first installment of Steve, Myself, and I. Today I've got Mr. Cotton Jobloski with me.
Hello.
How you doing?
Always good.
Today we're going to be talking about pretty much anything under the sun.
Even though there's
Mostly
no
art.
sun right now.
I know, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Sitting in a parking lot outside of Michael's.
Yeah.
Should have grabbed some Starbucks or something first.
Yeah.
Advertising.
Yeah.
You know, looking for sponsorships. I've started my journey, my art tour, as some people are calling it. I went out to Vancouver for a couple weeks.
Yes. I watched. I followed a decent amount of that. I loved that painting of the skate wall that you did back.
Oh, really?
Oh man, I loved it. So awesome.
Thanks, man.
No worries.
It was, I don't know, it just kind of came out like that. I was going to have like a skater on it, and then I realized I'm not that good at painting yet.
Well, and like painting somebody skateboarding there's so much motion in it.
Yeah, you have to get the right
Yeah.
the right stance and all that. I was gonna just kind of have him like standing at the top of
that could've worked.
the drop in,
Yeah.
and then I was just like, I thought it just looked cool on its own. But
It certainly did. It reminded me exactly like the skate park at the Peony, which oddly enough you didn't paint it after that, which is kind of funny.
right, yeah. But for yourself, you're looking to start your own podcast and stuff like that, right? Or your
Heck yeah, I
own
am.
like media
Yeah.
empire, as
Yeah,
they call it.
exactly. Yeah. Well, as you know, everybody else will now know, my mom's a clown. And so
Yeah.
she makes a living off of like literally making people smile every single
Right.
day. So instead of having people come to a circus or me traveling around the country with a circus,
Yeah.
I'm going to just put it on the internet and have people be able to come to my channel every single day and laugh
Sweet.
and go, my day is a little bit better.
Sweet.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. I think it's going to be super funny. What's it called?
It's called The Gallardists.
Gallardist. How do you spell that?
Well, I'm spelling it. I don't know yet.
How would you think it's spelled?
Gallardist would be like a Gullardist.
Okay.
So apparently I do know how to spell it.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, folks. That's be on the lookout for that. The
Yeah,
Gallardist.
the Gallardists. It comes from the word gallard, which means educated buffoon.
Oh.
Which I was a buffoon.
Well, you're one of those things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, certainly. I did go to school, so I'm educated now to an extent.
I guess it doesn't take that much these days.
No, it really doesn't. Just $20,000.
Yeah. How do you like this podcast from my car?
I dig it. I feel like I need my seatbelt on though. I just
to really add to the...
yeah. If we were good at like post-edit stuff, we could put a scenery in the background and make it look like you're driving without ever touching the hands
This
or the
is
wheel.
true.
Would be
Parked in
really
front of
funny.
something green.
Yeah.
Superstore. Something like that. Just sitting outside the Superstore all the time. Just, don't mind me.
No.
Just recording some video of myself.
Just rent one of the parking stalls. Like this is my parking stall.
Yeah.
This is for the Me, Myself, and I podcasts.
Yeah. So what kinds of things are you looking to do?
Oh, I got a lot of silly ideas, and pretty much some of them are playing off of old like memes in a sense, stuff that people already know about,
Right.
and then just kind of play off of it a little bit more. Like one of my main ones is going to be how Marlon Webb ruined my life, and it's like whenever shit, what's that song called again?
Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah, well,
Take On Me by...
yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Why am I... Take On Me. Yeah,
Yeah.
anyway. So I really want to have, like, a couple of different clips of me just throughout my day. And whenever that song comes on, I automatically have to get into the dance. And
Yeah.
it's, like, clearly going to... Over the period of the day, it's just going to get more and more annoying for me. And it's just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Why? And then anytime I see something with watermelon, I have to exclaim it extremely loud. So
Yes.
it's also going to be another thing. I'll probably be in a superstore and they will never play Take On Me. Actually, they have a couple times.
Oh, yeah, I've heard
But I'll be in there, I'll just do it anyway, and then I'll just fake add the song into it. And I'll probably end up coming across a watermelon, and I'll be doing the dance with a watermelon, exclaiming, "Watermelon!"
Yeah. Do you ever see that one where it's an old video where it's a guy, he's got like that hoodie, but he's got like the fake head on top of his head.
Oh, yes.
And so it's just like he's just dancing in all the grocery stores. That one was pretty
I've done that lots actually with my mom's old mannequin head that she used to put her clown wig on. I did that a bunch.
That's sweet.
Yeah, scared my dad with it the one time. Like came out and just like blah, 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 blah. This big head flopping around.
Oh man.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty much I realized I'm just a ridiculous character and my life should be filmed as much as it possibly can, so everybody realizes, hey, I don't just act like this in front of people. I'm weird all the time.
You totally should. And like for myself with this art stuff, you know, starting this podcast and putting it all together like that, branching out into all these different areas is the way to go with it. And like as you can see, some of my paintings are in the back.
Yes.
And some garbage, you know.
Pay no attention to that.
Well, or do whatever. I'm basically living out of my car right now.
Yeah, that's right. You are
So,
a lucky guy.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Just finding spots to paint and doing whatever. I got to come up with something new to paint tonight, if I get to painting tonight. But I think that it's got to be something. I want to do another old character because I feel like people really connect with the old kind of characters.
Yeah, like you're talking like how you did the beaker painting.
Yeah, actually, it's funny because the other week you were talking about that I should do Earthworm Jim.
Yes.
And yesterday I was talking, or not yesterday, the day before yesterday, I was talking to my brother, and he's like, you know, it'd be really cool if you did an Earthworm Jim painting. And so, like, well, that kind of settles it.
Yeah, that definitely
so,
does.
Be on the lookout for an Earthworm Jim painting.
That looks so cool.
I think that's going to be really fun to do. Those are the best paintings. Oh, I know a lot of artists who are just like, oh, paint with the feel and the meaning and all of this stuff. And it's like, well, for me, the meaning is thinking back to when I was a kid, and it's just like, yeah, that's super cool for the sake of being super cool. And Earthworm Jim was just so classic and unique and weird and different.
It's a worm in a power suit.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Who was it supposed to be for to begin with, anyway?
I have no idea.
I completely forget how Earthworm Jim stumbled upon that power suit, or the suit of whatever.
Yeah, I have to rewatch some of the cartoons. Even the cartoon itself, it's like, I love the days of old cartoons where it was not meant to be educational, and it wasn't even necessarily for kids or for adults. It was just an idea for a show, and then it just became whatever it was. And now they have those rules where like kids shows have to be somewhat educational and they have to have something,
a meaning behind it.
Yeah, and I think it's actually failing our children.
Probably. It's setting them up for like expectations that are so unrealistic.
Not that we have kids.
No.
But other people's children are failing or being failed by the system of the cartoon networks.
They really are. I watched some, like, the only good modern day cartoon that I've seen that's like targeted towards kids was SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh,
like, that's
good.
The latest one that I've noticed. It's like, and the rest of them are garbage.
I am totally gonna do either SpongeBob or Squidward painting.
Oh, you should do Squidward.
Squidward would be pretty funny.
Yeah. His big nose and just his SpongeBob, what are you doing?
I'm not even gonna try the voice. It's gonna be bad. But I think, doing those old characters. And if anybody listening or watching this has suggestions, feel free to shoot me a message online. I answer pretty much everybody, unless you're like super weird saying gross things to me. Then it'll take me a bit longer because I'll have to take some pictures first and then talk to you. But I'm definitely open to any kind of suggestions, and I think it's funny.
Really, and that's like, if you think about it, like the art that people spend thousands, millions, and stupid amounts of money on from like the really old famous artists, they were contracted to make specific things.
Oh yeah,
they're like, hey, do this, do that, and like and that's where I like how you're taking your art. You're not like, I'm going to paint what I want to paint. You're like, what do you want to see on this canvas?
Yeah,
because they're the ones who are going to have it in their room.
Yeah, exactly. And I like also this kind of crowdsourcing idea, but not necessarily just for funding, but just getting a bunch of input from people and like, oh, you should do this character,
Yeah.
or you should try these colors and stuff like that. Then I kind of get a better grasp of what everybody is looking for. And then when they see it and it's not exactly how they pictured, but it's even more in depth because of all the different input I got from other people and just from my own stylistic choices, it comes out really cool. And I even surprise myself sometimes. It's just like, oh yeah, it did turn out,
Like that platypus you painted for me. That thing turned out so well.
Oh man,
I love that thing.
that one was fun to do.
I bet it's big.
Yeah.
And he looks so happy.
Yeah, I gotta do some more big ones like that.
Yeah.
If anybody's looking for a big painting, I love doing them. Oh, also a shout out to Bob Ross for being awesome, and thought I'd wear this shirt today just for the video podcast. I've never done a video podcast before. I did audio podcast before. It was called Two Idaho and Potato Farmers. You can still find some of them online, most of them on YouTube, and it was like movie podcast and talking about movies.
You told me about that.
So much fun. Hopefully I'm going to be able to get Matt, the guy I used to do that with, on this podcast when
That'd be
I go
good.
see him.
Because then you'd be able to reminisce about what you guys did before, too.
Yeah, exactly. And this podcast, I guess, to kind of get into it, what I want to do with it, as you can see, it's from my car because I'm going to be on the road this whole summer or whatever, however long. I want it to be something where looking at what people are trying to do, what I'm trying to accomplish, different art projects and all that, and basically doing it out of my car.
Yeah. That works, man. It's super mobile.
Yeah.
It's like last year I had the aspirations to do the chairlift interviews. I'm actually going to do those this year at Big White because I won't be so tired and I will hopefully not be riding with just friends every single time. That was the big thing. Is every time I went up to Big White last year, I was with a friend. So I never got to sit on the chairlift with random people.
Yeah, you got to get out there and just meet regular people. And that's another huge part of this trip. I've been just trying to go out there and just talk to strangers. Basically throwing all of the advice that we were given as children away.
Well, we didn't have any cartoons telling us not to.
That's right. If anything, every good story that's happened is when somebody just goes off and talks to strangers.
Really? Yeah, I have a lot of those ones.
Like, you don't have an adventure by going to your friend's house unless your friend says, hey, let's go talk to strangers. And then it becomes...
Just don't get in their vans.
Yeah, unless it's a really cool...
Yeah, if it's like Krieger's van from Archer.
I find the more weird stuff that's on the outside of the van, the less weird stuff goes on inside.
Yeah, exactly. If it looks like,
Just a rule of thumb.
a regular... if it's a regular white van, either they're a rapist or they're a carpet layer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. And either or, you don't want to get in that van.
No, really.
Because I can only imagine how uncomfortable being in a van full of carpets would be.
And
Especially
underlay, that really weird, like, the stuff that they put underneath the carpet, it doesn't feel good at all.
No, I hate
Not
that.
at all. I know, me too. I hate that stuff. Yeah.
Anyway, what other projects you think you got going?
Well, tonight I'm going to my Dungeons and Dragons
Oh, sweet.
night. Last week was my very first time ever playing Dungeons and Dragons. It was very interesting. I had a really fun time. It was a blast.
Yep.
And so gonna go do that again tonight. And we recorded as well. And they're turning it into a podcast, or they're trying to.
Right.
They have a lot of raw data and everything like that. And then they found out that I went to school for broadcasting for TV and radio. And they're like, oh my God, so you know how to like edit audio and stuff like that. I'm like, oh yeah, totally. Well, I'll help you guys out with that. So I'm really excited about that.
Sweet.
I
want to hear it.
Yeah. That's...
Is there any kind of like end date where they're gonna actually post this stuff?
No, I'm not too sure. Like they've posted some of just like the straight up raw data of it on our chat group with on Facebook. But now that I'm into the group now, I really want to
take all that and do it. Yeah,
definitely. I just
take over.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the way to go.
Yeah. Well, I'm realizing that I can't just rely on other people to help me get these things done. I got to just take hold of it. It's kind of like what we were talking about before when I was standing on that post. That's the hardest.
I'll post a picture of that.
That's so you guys can have some context. I've always had a hard time, super struggling, because I love to be in front of the camera.
Right.
But I also have so many great ideas that would be involved behind it.
Right.
So now I gotta clone myself, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
You should, and I think the technology is getting there.
Really is.
But-
Might come out with 2 heads.
But I don't know if I could handle multiple of you.
I don't think I could handle another me, to be honest.
I think you'd clone it. It'd be the first successful cloning, and then immediately murder one of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know who would kill who. But really, at that point, it doesn't
No
matter.
one would even care.
No. No, they really wouldn't. Actually, you'd be able to find out because I have a titanium rod in my leg, and the clone wouldn't.
Good to know.
Yeah.
So all I need to do is get a magnet or something.
A really strong one. Actually, titanium is non-magnetic, apparently. You just have to get like a metal detector. Yeah, because it detects the screws that are in the side of my legs.
Ah.
Yeah. Broken bones, they're fun. Do them every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
It's a good story.
I've only broken my ankle, and that was in high school.
Oh.
And it was just a hairline fracture. It wasn't like
That's-
full on break, but it was.
I find it so weird that they call everything fractures. Like my bone was literally broken in half, and they're like, "Oh, you got a really good fracture." I'm like, how is that fractured? Yeah, I guess like the tectonic plates fracture
Medical
apart.
lingo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But they used to call it, "Oh, your fracture is just like you got cracks in your bone," and then
Yeah.
a break is like, boom.
Yeah, well, that reminds me of like Brian Regan, this comedian.
Oh,
He
God, I
talks
love
about
him.
this going to the doctor, but they never talk about pain. It's always pressure.
Yeah.
It's like you're gonna feel a little bit of pressure, and then he's just like gets out a baseball bat. And he's just like, yeah, you're just gonna feel a little bit of pressure here. And it's just like,
Oh, I love Brian Regan. His dumb person voice is the best.
hey,
Hey.
yeah,
you there?
so good. Oh man, he's getting a bit older.
Yeah, well, a lot of those great comedians are. Mike McDonald was another really great guy that I loved. I don't know if he's probably still around. One of the best Canadian comedians I've seen, like stand-up comedians. He's super funny.
Which
I watched
one?
Mike
Norm?
No,
Mike?
Yeah, there's.
Oh, Michael McDonald?
Yeah, Michael McDonald.
Was that the guy on Mad TV?
No, he was
There's
just.
just another guy named
Yeah.
Michael. I
Well,
guess
that's-
it's a very common
It's a very
Canadian name.
Yeah, McDonald is a super
And
common.
Michael is
Yeah.
also super common. I guess.
Yeah, I saw him lots on Just for Laughs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good show. Good show.
Yeah, very great show.
Maybe one day I'll get on Just for Laughs. No, not gonna happen. I have thought about doing stand-up comedy.
Yes, we talked about that the one
Yeah.
time. We should have gone and done that and bombed together because that would have been hysterical.
Oh, I'm still gonna do it at some point. I don't have any jokes. Well, I had a couple jokes, but they're not very good, and I want to write new ones. But I also think it'd be funny to get up there with no jokes
And just wing it.
Yeah, just wing it.
Yeah.
Because then you know if you get any laughs, those are legitimate laughs. If you don't, but if you're like, oh, this is obviously a joke I prepared and somebody laughs, it's like, yeah, okay, maybe they just got the point, and But if you can wing it,
Mm-hmm.
then you're funny.
Yeah.
Like I know that there's some comedians who can pretty much do that. Like they have some stuff written, but then once they
They their like 4 opening jokes and then kind of just go off of what they read off the crowd.
right, and then they just can talk and they're just
Yeah.
funny in how they say things. Like George Carlin was
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And
I find if you have a funny enough life, you could just talk about that.
yes, you just have to be very depressed.
I don't know. I'm not depressed, and I talk about like I have yet to talk about some of my funny stories of like back in the day when I was racing motocross and like my parents' reactions to different things. They were hysterical, man. Like one of the funniest things my dad's ever done, and he's done this lots when we were living out in the country in Manitoba. We'd all be eating dinner.
Yeah.
And my dad's a big hunter too. Well, he was, not so much anymore. He still wishes he could hunt, but he doesn't. And we'd be all sitting there eating dinner. We'd all
Yeah.
be talking. My dad would just stop. And he'd put his fork and knife down, and he'd be standing there, or he would just sit there and start looking outside, and he'd squint his eyes. And all of us would stop, and we'd all look outside, and we're like, what are you looking at, Dad?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, there's a deer over there by that bush. And we're like, we look back outside, and there's a forest in our yard. We're like, well, which one, man? There's about 300 bushes back there. He's, oh, a big rock over there, too. And deer sitting right beside it. Well, that's really going to help because we had a bunch of boulders everywhere because
Yeah.
we built a motocross track and we were always removing boulders from it and piling them up. And it's just like, yeah, what are you talking about? And then he would finally be like, it's over there, and he'd point, and we're like, thank you.
Yeah.
Over that way.
Yeah.
Not beside that bush. I'll tell you what.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey, look at that plane up in the sky by that cloud. Oh, that's really gonna help.
Oh, man. Planes. I want to fly a plane.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
not-
I like semi-flew a helicopter one time.
Yeah.
When I was a little kid, I was in this helicopter ride that went around Mount Rushmore, and the guy's all like, would you like to take hold of the controls? And I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then as I did, he's like, just don't put your feet on those pedals down there.
Right.
And I'm like, okay.
Then it immediately just starts stomping on the pedals.
And that's how I died in one different universe. The
Helicopter
multiverse?
crash?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, the multiverse theory, for sure.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
There's this other theory. Okay. I've heard about, and by heard about, I mean I made it up one night. We were talking about similar kind of things, and it was like, what if your dreams aren't your dreams, but they're actually, you kind of take over somebody else's perspective in a different universe?
Yeah.
Like another version of you. Like,
that'd
so
be
say you
interesting.
have a nightmare where you get like killed or whatever, you actually are living that moment for that person, so they don't have to, and you're doing it in a dream.
That's interesting.
So those horrible moments, they don't necessarily have to experience in the reality of it.
Huh.
And it's, I don't know, like a stress reaction.
It's a very good possibility.
I don't know. it's
You were
just
right.
weird.
We should have gotten Starbucks.
Something to drink.
Yeah.
I know. We're sitting here and it's like,
It's not warm. Well, it's warm. It's not hot.
yeah,
today.
I think it's more so that the car's not on, and so we
Yeah.
don't have the air conditioning because it's like, it'll mess with the microphone.
It would.
But I think for next time, I'm totally getting a drink. And
Yeah.
after this, I'll probably get a drink too.
Probably, yeah. Definitely. Because those fruit thingamabobbers that those people in front of us just were brought
they
in,
look so
look
refreshing.
so refreshing.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say good because like
Yeah, but you know what they don't have right now? A podcast.
they don't.
No.
They're probably looking at us. They're not actually. They're looking at each other, going, "Oh, what does yours taste like?"
What does yours taste like? Yeah, that's.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing.
I think that's the title of my next painting.
What does yours taste like?
What does yours taste like?
It should just be 2 spoons of like undistinguishable goop on it either end. What is yours?
That's not a bad idea. Oh man, what does yours taste like?
Oh man.
It's like, show me yours and I'll show you mine.
Yeah.
Okay, that is totally the title of my next painting.
Yeah, definitely.
So if anybody's following this along, you'll be able to see what that painting is. I don't know what it'll look like yet, but it's gonna be.
It's
weird
gonna be
shit.
wicked. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, I bought some new canvases today, so I'm ready.
Nice.
Because I'm only in Kelowna for a few days, so I needed a couple canvases. Gonna paint a bit. Hopefully do some cool things. Earthworm Jim is gonna be one of them.
Definitely Earthworm Jim.
And then
Because he's got that big smile, which is great.
yeah.
And the 2 oddly sized eyes. One's
Yeah.
like circle and one's like a big oval. I love that.
Yeah.
I loved that
Yeah, he's
aspect
so
of him.
weird and goofy
He's
looking.
so goofy looking.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah, and then from Kelowna, I'm headed to
It's a
Calgary.
surprise. Yeah, that's right.
Calgary.
Never mind.
Or yeah, no, I'm going to Calgary.
Yeah, you're going to Calgary.
And then from Calgary, I don't know, making it up as I go, winging it. You know?
Kind of like if you're a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, just wherever the wind blows or wherever the paint dries, or well, let's just.
Wherever the wind blows. What happens if you always carry a fan?
Then you're the master of your own destiny. Basically.
Wherever the wind blows, you're carrying a fan. Yeah, I'm pointing it that direction right now. 'Cause I want to go over there.
Yeah. All right.
I always thought of that. If you put a big fan on a boat, could you like blow it into the sail and propel your boat forward? I often wonder that. If I was a physicist, I'd know if it was possible or not.
You maybe.
I know,
No.
right?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm gonna Google that.
Yeah.
That seems like
Seems like something they would have done on Mythbusters, but I don't think I ever saw it on it.
I think just because
It's probably like a negative. It's a negative force upon
it cancels itself out
Yeah.
because the power from the fan, or like it's pushing forward, but it's also pushing backwards too, because of the way fans work.
Yeah.
I think that just the loss of the energy wouldn't work. Man, we went off on a weird tangent here.
Well, I told you this is exactly how it's gonna go, man.
Plus, it's like the first episode.
You
It's
cover
not
everything.
gonna. Yeah, exactly. It's not gonna be finding its stride quite yet. We're testing
and
things out.
You also probably got like the most scatterbrained person to go. All right, let's talk
This
about
is-
stuff.
This is also true.
Hey,
This is also
if you
true.
want to talk about stuff, well, here, let's talk about things, man.
Yes. And it's not like I'm Joe Rogan or anything. You know,
Yeah.
I don't fight MMA, and I just like
Really, I do.
painting.
Mixed martial ants. I fight them all the time.
Yeah.
And like not the bugs, like old ladies.
Family reunions are just a bloodbath.
Yeah, all my aunts don't like me because of it. Chokeholds, just they could. I don't know when to listen for the tap.
Well, I think that's a good enough place to stop.
Wait, I got one
Oh, what's
question
that?
for you. Why do they call them apartments when they're all together?
This has been Steve, myself, and I with Cotton Jobloski. You can follow him on Instagram. He's got a page which I forced him to start not too long ago.
Yes, you did.
It's at COTTONJOBLOSKI.
Yes.
Cotton
Wow.
Jobloski, yeah.
Good job remembering. I have a hard time remembering my fake name that I put on that.
And you can also follow me if you're not doing that already, Creativasteve on Instagram or Facebook, and soon to be YouTube with this.
Mhm.
So, thanks for listening, and
Buy some paintings. Look at these things.
Oh yeah, the
that
Batman one.
didn't move very forward.
Batman one.
Yeah. I love that one.
You know
It's
what?
got the old pow.
You know what? If anybody listened all the way to the end, and you want to get a painting, I will give you a sweet deal. I don't know, we'll work something out, but I'll probably drop off like $50 from one of my paintings if you listen to this whole thing by saying the word
Togethermans.
Togethermans.
That's what you'd call apartments. If that's what we should call them.
Togethermans. Yeah, so if you give me the code word Togethermans in like a message on Instagram or Facebook, I will knock off $50 from a price of a painting. Yeah. I'll talk to you guys later.
Peace.